Welcome to the 2018-2019 State of the School for St. Dominic School. Our goal this year is to help your children grow in both faith and academics. Let's see how we did. I'm here in our atrium to talk about our students' faith development this year. Mrs. Wakanish and I decided that our theme should be focused on Pope Francis's letter to us called Gaudete et Exultate, which is translated as rejoice and be glad. In it, he describes that the way to be happy is to live holy lives. And in order to live holy lives, you have to have a close relationship with God. One way we've helped our kids do this is by teaching them about centering prayer. Even our youngest students know how to make silence and spend time listening to the voice of God. Our very youngest kids get an opportunity to be here in the atrium once a week for at least an hour, growing closer to God through their work in this space and through learning more about the liturgy and sacraments. Next year's theme will be the Beatitudes, because that is the next part of Pope Francis's exhortation. Our kids will learn all about the way to holiness by living out the Beatitudes. We're here in our new Streamlab space to talk about some of our academic goals this year. We're in year 2 of our accreditation cycle, and the goal for this year was for each class to complete a STREAM project. Those projects have to include science, technology, religion, engineering, art, and math. Here are some of the projects that students completed this year.
One 7th grade project was to learn about and make their own biopolymers in the lab in order to fight pollution from plastics. And our 5th graders learned about prosthetic arms and used engineering skills to create their own.
The second part of our goal this year was to update this space. This is our new Stream Lab, and thanks to a generous donation, we're able to paint, remove furniture, add furniture, and get more equipment. For example, we now have a second 3D printer. We were able to purchase some tables that you can actually write on. So here, let's say we had to solve a problem. You can just write it directly on the table. Or maybe you needed to design something for a project. You can map out your plan here. Over here, we have a poster printer. So children can do large size posters to demonstrate their learning. Over here, we have a Cricut machine. This can be used to create vinyl letters that can be put onto t-shirts or onto the wall. And then over here, we will have a Lego wall soon, so that kids can make 3D Lego creations. And we also are able now to hang a green screen so that we can have some fun with shooting pictures and videos of kids in different places. And I'm now going to have a student demonstrate that for you.
Hello, my name is Otto, and I'm in outer space.
We're gonna put our hands up and we got a roller coaster. Are you excited?
Yeah!
Let's try practice.
Continuing to take a look at academics, I want to talk about testing. As you know, we have started using MAP tests to get a better understanding of where the students are and what goals we should set for them. MAP tests are a little different because they are adaptive, so each student takes the test. As they work, it will adjust depending on how many questions they get correct. In looking at our overall performance as a school, you can see that on the MAP test, we are altogether in the high achievement quadrant, which is great news. That means our students are performing at a high level. This chart is an aggregate of all grade levels. We are highest in language, with reading and math just behind that. 2 things to note about this data. 1, high achievement is great, but we would like to see more individual student growth. While that is difficult to do with kids scoring in a high achievement level, it is possible. And 2, and the biggest takeaway is, I want parents to know that we are using this data to inform instruction, not to evaluate our school performance. As parents, you get a lot of good information from these tests. Since the focus is on growth, not just achievement, you can see if your child has progressed from fall to spring. Another important indicator is the percentile, which can give you information about how your child compares nationally and within our school. If you take a look at where your child is in a subject area by percentile, it can give you a good idea of how well he or she is progressing on the path towards college and career readiness. The percentile used is around 70th percentile. Academic achievement and faith development are certainly the main reasons you choose to send your child to St. Dominic School, but did you know we are also focused on social and emotional learning? We want our St. Dominic students to learn the skills they will need to get along with others now and in the future. One of the ways we do that is by using techniques from Responsive Classroom. Responsive Classroom is a program that emphasizes natural consequences and learning self-regulation. Our older students have advisory at least once a week, and our younger students have morning meeting almost daily. I'm going to show you a video now of morning meeting in action in our 3rd grade so that you can see how effective it is at helping our kids start off each day on the right foot.
We're going to do the formal greeting today. So let's stand up. Good morning, Makita.
Good morning, Miss Crab. Good morning, Nikita. Good morning, Noah. Good morning, Colin. Good morning, Lil. Good morning, Rocky. Good morning, Leo. Good morning, Graham. Good morning, Leo. Good morning, Leo. Good morning, Miles. Good morning, Miles. Good morning, Brendan. Good morning, Humphrey. Good morning, Caroline. Good morning, Brendan. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Caroline. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Zria. Good morning, Sincere. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Sincere. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Finn. Good morning, Kyle. Good morning, Raja. Good morning, Finn. Good morning, Miss Kyle.
Good morning, Taraja.
May 15, 2019. Happy birthday, Graham. Good day, mates. This morning we will take our last math checkup. I'm so proud of all your handwork.
Hard.
Hard work. In library, you'll get to read to a dog. We will begin to talk about functional writing today. I think you will really like this kind of writing. If we have time, we'll play the silent math relay. The best part of me is my
Arms. Voice. Tongue.
One more.
and I did that because it was your birthday.
Your brain.
Today is Wednesday, May 15th, 2019.
Can you put a birthday one on Graham's birthday? And I also forgot to give one for Leo's birthday on the 13th. And that wraps up our birthdays this year.
In addition to morning meeting, we have also helped students learn to regulate their emotions better and learn how to manage conflict with peers. In some cases, we've used outside groups like McKeon, but sometimes our teachers are just handling these situations themselves. These are not skills that children are naturally born with, so they require instruction, just like math and reading. One goal for next year is to keep learning about Responsive Classroom and implement more aspects of it so that we can continue to help our students become the best versions of themselves and get along with each other and work together as a team. Our 8th grade students who graduate on June 5th are headed off to a lot of different high schools in the area, and we know they will make us proud. Some of those schools include St. Ignatius High School, Walsh Jesuit, Beaumont, Hathaway Brown, Shaker Heights High School, Benedictine, Lutheran East, Cleveland Heights High School, and NDCL. We wish them the very best.
We do have some changes for the 2019-2020 school year to look forward to. One change is we're trying to add more flexible seating options and workspaces into our classrooms. So for example, this is a standing desk that will be used right now. We've already purchased some of these, but we will be getting more into the classrooms for next year. Another change will be in how we purchase school supplies. Instead of giving you a list, we're going to go with a single charge for each family, and the school supplies will all be provided for you, for your child, when he or she arrives at school in August. We're hoping this saves parents money and time and helps coordinate the school supplies so that everybody's on the same page. In addition to that, we have a new reading initiative we're going to do next year that goes along with our sister school down in Santo Domingo, or in Chultepec, Santo Domingo School, working with the principal there on something called the Global Read Aloud. So classrooms will be paired up, one here in Shaker Heights and one in Chultepec, and they will read the same book. The teacher will read it out loud to the students, and they'll have an opportunity to talk to each other via Skype or some other method to discuss their thoughts on the book. A final change to bring up is that our kindergarten students will be joining the rest of the school next year in wearing uniforms. Of course, they will be allowed on their PE days, just like our first and second graders, to wear those PE clothes, shorts, or sweatpants, depending on the season, and their tennis shoes all day, just to make things easier. But we're excited to see kindergartners wearing uniform like the rest of the school next year. I want to wrap up this message by saying that when I took this job last year, I knew that St. Dominic School was a special place, but having seen it now through the lens of principal, I can tell you we really have an amazing school. Each and every day I go through classrooms and see instruction from our teachers that is way beyond the 3 R's. It's meaningful, it's engaging, and most importantly, the students are learning from teachers who care about them and alongside caring classmates. Our parents are truly the best. Your support for our school is what makes a difference every day. So to wrap up, I'll just say this, as they do with the actual State of the Union, the state of St. Dominic School is great. Thank you.